I am not going to do the hangout tonight because I have an interview in the morning and I want to prepare for it. And also, I don't want to stay up late and I want to be studying right before I go to sleep. So, that is that. Now, I've been discussing this stuff with Quintica, among many other people. But I think some things that are bothering me about the anti-SJW crowd on this is, you know, I continue to get, oh, well, I just think of things more realistically. Look, people have different perspectives. I can be here trying to remember your perspective without losing my own point of view, right? So I think you ought to be able to do the same thing. Now, when men joke about sexual assault, I say that's a cultural problem. When you think that's ordinary, but you also say there is no rape culture, but people can joke about rape, right? Quintica brought up rape fantasies. Should we tell women not to have them too? Uh, Basically, yes. You can have whatever weird fantasies you want or need or have no choice but to have. But yeah, it's fairly unhealthy to want to be the victim of a crime or to perpetrate one. And I think this is pretty easy. There's some rough and tumble crowds in schools and places. You might find people bragging about stealing wallets and beating people up, bullying people. Those are all bad signs for that local culture that's taking place in. And the degree to which it's normalized, I might say, well, that's a criminal culture if the kids are encouraged or look the other way, or it's just accepted as normal that the kids are going to brag about stealing. And if none of those kids actually do it, we would do the stealing. We would say they just probably weren't brave enough for it. And if people joked about raping children, or if people joked about any crime, then that would be a criminal tendency and a criminal culture. And even if you're for that kind of crime, like, hey, losers, keepers, the strong should steal from the weak, you could understand if I had a different story, and I don't view it that way. So what's the difficulty? Why do you guys pretend that the issue is that the word pussy, or that it's a word at all? No, the problem is that you consider it normal to brag about a crime, and that's fine with you. And you would defend that based on the mating habits of sharks and whatnot. Fine, that's your position. I'm memorizing your story. My story is we both agree that there is this tendency, and if kids are in their locker rooms bragging about stealing wallets at the mall, then you could understand that if we became aware of that, say one of those kids was on a hot mic in an Access Hollywood bus when he said it, that there would be good reason to say, hey, this is a problem, right? And what especially is annoying, Quintica, about having this conversation with you is with the whole conference report thing in the past years, you're incredibly moralistic about having to look out for the culture and whatnot. But in this case, you don't care. We should just accept it. And you imply that I am somehow hung up because, yeah, I think rape fantasies are not healthy. And you also just, how many years would we have to talk before you would realize I don't care if a woman says women's place is in the home, if a woman says boys' place is to go to war and protect women, that doesn't make the patriarchal structure okay with me. If women have rape fantasies, fine, you can have all kinds of weird thoughts in your own head. I'm not the thought police. But when you say it out loud and then ask me to vote for you for president, I do get to have my opinion about your criminal culture, right? And you should at least be able to understand my position and actually argue with it instead of thinking that, oh, the problem is I don't like bad words, which is stupid. All right, cheers.